Dear students, it's week 2. Can you believe that we've been doing this online learning for 4 weeks already? And you have 4 more to go. So hang on tight because you can do it. You can get through this. Our topic today is rhetorical strategy. So you've never had this before. It's a whole new world. And so I want to talk you through some of it before I have you watch a couple of videos. And they're not long videos, but I think they'll be much more informative if I can give you a little bit of information first. So let me tell you though about what to do this week, because I don't want things coming in on Friday. I want you to have your first assignment, which is your paragraph that you'll do Monday and Tuesday. So that means if you have class on Monday, you hand it in Monday before the end of the day and Tuesday before the end of the day on Tuesday. So you're going to do that Monday and Tuesday, and then you'll have another online activity that I'll have you do for Wednesday and Thursday. That won't be difficult. It won't take long. It's just a reinforcer for what we've learned the first 2 days. Okay, so that's this week. That's my expectations. Of course, your choice is whether or not to do it, and I do need you to do the work so that I can take your attendance. So your moment of Zen this week is by Dr. Deepak Chopra. He said, "There are no extra pieces in the universe. Everyone is here because he or she has a place to fill, and every piece must fit itself into the big jigsaw puzzle." So what he's saying is that everybody has a purpose and a function and a place. So don't ever let anyone think you don't. Sometimes it just takes you a little longer than others to try to find out what that is, and that's kind of what your job is right now, to do that, to search for that. So congratulations to our superstars from last week. Cassandra and Vanessa and Isaiah, Giovanni, Jacori, Brando, and Danae. You guys all did a really good job of completing the assignment and then also either doing the Flipgrid assignment or giving some really great text evidence. So I wanted to give you a reward by way of having your names displayed. I hope you're not embarrassed by that, but I think you did an awesome job. And I especially appreciate those of you who tried Flipgrid, because I know that takes a lot of courage. And you don't have to have your face up there. That's not a big deal, but it's just a way of being able to collaborate, and that's an important part of our work. So congratulations to you guys. Those of you who did the work and didn't get on the superstar list, you did great too. Just doing the work is really enough for now. I know there's a lot going on and it's not a normal time. So by just doing the work, that's really all I'm asking you to do. So we're going to talk about rhetorical strategies, but let's also think about what this word rhetorical or rhetoric is. It's really simple. It's just a fancy word for the words we use when we write or when we speak. So if I said the president's rhetoric in his speech last night was divisive, that means that the words that the president used and the way he spoke it was divisive. That means was something that is causes conflict, that divides people, that causes conflict. So we're going to be looking at what words and spoken or even in print try to persuade us to do by the way they're used. And we do this by looking at 3 categories of rhetorical strategy. So that means the strategies that the creator of these things, whether it's a speech or a piece of writing or a commercial, what is the strategy that they use? Are they trying to appeal to your sense of needing authority? So that's ethos. Ethos is when we want to know that the person speaking has authority, or that they're credible, that they're experts at what they're talking about. So that's what ethos is. Oftentimes when we talk about ethos, we're talking about a person's character, and that means, the kinds of things that makes them credible and that makes them the kind of professional that they are. And then, so that's one way that people will try to appeal to you by telling them, but by them telling you that they know what they're talking about because they're the expert. Logos is a different way of appealing to an audience, and that's by using facts or logic. And many of us really prefer having that. We don't want to be persuaded unless we know that the facts are true or that it's a logical sequence of things. And then there's pathos, and this is probably the most impactful way of persuading someone, and that's through their emotions or through their belief system. So, a speaker or a writer might try to persuade you by making you feel a certain way or by calling your values into question. And we'll see how that works too. So I made up a little ad. I couldn't steal an ad from, I couldn't copy and paste one because print advertising, you have to have a copyright permission to be able to use it. So I just made up a little simple one. And this is for Trainer's Dog Treats. And the tagline of the dog treats ad in this case is the best choice if you really love your dog. And then you see pictures of these loving owners and dogs that are happy and the owners are happy. So this is appealing to my sense of wanting to be a loving pet owner. So that's pathos. That's my sense of values or my belief system or my feelings about being a pet owner. So there's no logic, there's no facts or anything. Oftentimes dog commercials will have like ingredients of the food or the treats, but I didn't have anything like that in this. And there's no sense of an expert authority talking here. It's just pure emotion. So it's just pure pathos. So what I want you to do is I'm going to have you look at some commercials, actual video commercials. And I'm going to ask you to decide, what is the predominant strategy? Is it pathos? Is it ethos? Is it logos? And then I want you to write a paragraph on just one. You have to just choose one commercial. So if I was going to write a paragraph on this Trainer's Dog Treats ad, I would write this claiming that the rhetorical strategy they use is pathos. So my first sentence would be, and this is my claim, this is my topic sentence, the commercial for Trainer's Dog Treats uses pathos to convince the audience that Trainer's brand treats are the best choice if you really love your dog. So I'm making a claim about what the rhetorical strategy is by saying that it uses pathos to convince the audience that the best choice is their treats if you really love your dog. But I need some evidence to be able to convince you of that. So the evidence that I have is citing the tagline. The most obvious example is the tagline, the best choice if you really love your dog. But the commercial also, and it's really an ad, not a commercial, the commercial also shows dogs and dog owners lovingly posed, and everyone appears happy and healthy. So those two things I cite as the examples, the tagline and the photos of the happy and healthy dogs. So to explain my example, and remember I have to connect my example back with my topic sentence, I'm going to put that in green font, and I say the ad tugs at the viewers' hearts by making them feel that they must buy the treats to prove they love their dogs. It plays on their feeling of guilt and shame versus love. And then I sum it up by saying the trainer's commercial is effective in appealing to viewers' emotions by making them question their love for their dog, and that is one type of emotional appeal or pathos. So I just restate really, or sum up what I said, but I restate that topic sentence. I go back to that word pathos. And that's how I want you to do yours, to use that color system that we've used before. I'll have all this in instructions for you to use. So your steps this week are to watch 3 commercials that I linked in Google Classroom that's in that week 2 project. Choose one commercial to write about. Write a paragraph on the doc that I provided that explains the rhetorical strategy that is used. So that's either going to be pathos, logos, or ethos, logos, or pathos. And it's possible that there are a couple of different strategies used, but I want you to pick out the predominant one and then be able to cite the evidence that shows that. And that's going to be due either Monday at the end of the day or Tuesday at the end of the day. And then look for another short activity to be due Wednesday or Thursday. I'll have a link up for that at the end of the day on Tuesday when you finish your first one. Okay, and again, be sure that you do these because that's the only way that I know you're out there doing your work and that you're attending the class. If you have any questions, always email me or send a message through Google, but otherwise, have a great week.